Yes, we're kicking it 4D. 4D lifestyles of the free. Lifestyles of the free and famous. Next level living is what the aim is.
Oh, hello, and welcome to 4D Lifestyles of the Free and Famous. Today we are interviewing super hot babe, Jane Sloan. She's a homeopath and an animal activist. She's going to give you the lowdown, and you'll see what I mean about the babeness. And it all has to do with her 4D life perspective.
Trust me when I tell you that homeopathic remedies work. Why? Because we had a crazy experience yesterday with my dog being poisoned. But it was Jane that we called up on the phone right away, the lifesaver.
Save the dog from poisoning. Amazing.
It works, people.
So Jane, tell us, why do people call homeopathy the queen's medicine?
Well, mainly because she uses it, and she really does use it. Homeopathy is a vibrational medicine, so it's working on an energy level by matching the vibration of the substance that we're using with the vibration of the illness or the unwellness that the person or animal is actually experiencing. The little sentence that we would use, like cures like, yes. There is literally nothing left of the original substance once you get to the 30th dilution. So once the remedy, the medicine, has been diluted 30 times, there is at that point no longer any of the original substance left. By then we are literally working with the blueprint, the memory, the potential, the vibration. We treat the person on every level, physical, mental, emotional and spiritual, and any other level that there is. Their physical ailments are actually reflecting the emotional state and the mental state rather than just being a physical problem. The pleasure of treating animals is just so enormous, it's so huge, their response is so dramatic. And just to see them wanting the remedies, you know, if they've had them once, they certainly know how to take them. Even parrots, the parrots will take a little remedy ball and roll it around and around with their tongues and their beaks. One of my favorites, which was this gorgeous donkey that I was asked to treat, and this poor donkey had lost all of its hair, every single hair on its body, so the poor thing was very miserable. The donkey had been treated conventionally with veterinary medicine for about 2 years with no change whatsoever. And so I took the donkey's case, and in a way I suppose I was more interested really in what had been going on for the donkey before it lost its hair, rather than concentrating on, you know, is this a skin problem or is it a hormonal problem? Anyway, so it turned out that the donkey had lost its partner just about 6 months before all the hair fell out. So as far as I was concerned, it was really a straightforward case of grief. And so the remedy that I gave was nature mure. About 3 months later, I got a call from the owners. The hair's growing back. 6 months later, they sent me a photograph. Lovely, glossy, hairy donkey once again. So about 2 years ago, the idea was born to create Yakusinchi Wild, and so to take homeopathy to, officially to wildlife in captivity here in Ecuador. And the aim is to get to every zoo and every wildlife refuge, every rehabilitation centre in the country, and in order to introduce them to homeopathy, donate them kits, teach them how to use the basic first aid remedies, and then keep in contact with them so that they can learn more if they want to. A lot of my work, really more than the homeopathy to begin with, is to take what's called enrichment behaviour techniques to all these places and show people how to keep their animals entertained so they don't get bored. If they're not bored, they don't get sick because their immune systems are healthier. Bears adore water. They love fishing, so if they have water in their enclosure, then what you can do is put fish into the water. A good way of doing that is to freeze it in a square of ice, so that the bear has to actually fish out the ice and then has to work out how to, get the fish out of the ice, that kind of thing. In terms of the wildlife in captivity, I need funds to enable me to travel all over the country, to stay wherever I go, to feed myself wherever I go. Most of the animal refuges that I need to visit are extremely poor, and I need to be taking them things rather than providing me. I need also funds to be able to pay for all the homeopathic medicines that I give, not just the kits, but whenever I'm anywhere, I'm always doling out remedies to everyone, including the humans. You know, I'm always asked, so I give. Also, we need funds. We have our own wildlife reserve. It's a cloud forest reserve. We have 90 hectares now, and it's an area of very fragmented forest in the foothills of the Western Andes. This is a huge project that we started 4 years ago, and we desperately need help there. It can be funds, it can be people coming to help document the wildlife, it could be people coming to help build a base camp, but everything is needed there. We need a full-time forest ranger, we need people to come and help with the reforestation, we need people to do all sorts of things. Also, another area that people could help if they really wanted to, and it would be a very exciting way, would actually be to buy land that is available. There are parcels of land, of forest available around the reserve, and they're small parcels, they're not very expensive always, but if we can buy those parcels of land and add them to the reserve, add them to our 90 hectares that we have, we're then expanding the area of forest that the animals have to live in. And those animals include howler monkeys, they include many reptiles, armadillos, they include toucans, parrots, all the important big birds. So that's another way that people could help. Maybe a group of people could band together and buy a few hectares and say, yes, I'm helping to preserve that cloud forest in that place. Well, I would say to everyone, thank you very much for listening to me, and just stay positive. The world is in the most extraordinary place. We're so lucky to be here, and we are so lucky that we actually have the power to look after this place and to change it, and we must never lose hope.